Long before highways carved their way through the Cascades, this was the path. A trail first worn by native tribes, carved deeper by immigrant wagon trains, and now highly sought after by a new kind of traveler, the off-roader. Let's take you over Naches Pass, relive the history, and show you why Jeep recognized this trail with the legendary distinction as a badge of honor.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan, we're Trails Offroad, and we're out in Washington with a bunch of friends tackling the famous Naches Trail. This was originally a wagon road that was first traversed in 1853 and took a couple of weeks. A century later, the first group of Jeepers hacked a path through these same woods in a couple of days. We're gonna take on this adventure in one day, traveling from west to east. Let's check it out.
The best place to start your Naches adventure is in the town of Enumclaw. Here, you will find plenty of amenities like food, groceries, hotels, and fuel. Basically, anything you will need for your trip. From there, it's around 30 miles east to the trailhead, passing through the small town of Greenwater, which also has a couple of small stores, a tiny gas station, and a quaint little tavern. Just outside of Greenwater, follow the Greenwater Road, Forest Road 70, all the way to the trailhead. About a mile and a half from the start of Naches, you'll find an excellent staging area that has plenty of trailer parking and abundant space for airing down. This is the best location to do these activities because the trailhead offers no available space. After airing down, make sure to check in for your badge of honor and also open up Trails Off-Road so you can follow along and not miss a single detail about the Naches Trail. Starting the trail can be a bit intimidating. Right out of the gate, you climb a severe hill entrenched into the mountainside. During wet conditions, this hill might be impossible to climb.
Everybody wait until the vehicle in front of you clears the hill. We don't need any pileups in the middle.
Luckily for us, it had been pretty dry, so we didn't have any issues.
Coming up. Go ahead, Bill. I'm at the top. Copy. Whoever's at the top needs to move up. We got a lot of rigs to pile in here. All right, coming up the hill. I'm up at the top, whoever's behind me. All right, Blue LJ, second to last, up at the top. Last man's about to move. Last man's about to move.
Hey Billy, where did you go, buddy?
Yeah, I had my music up too loud, and I saw that turn, and I was like, no, that's not it, and I second-guessed myself until I got up to the little cutoff that reconnects you, and I was like, oh, I went too far.
Well, brother, there's this really cool app called Trails Offroad. If you download it, it's like Google Maps through the woods. You won't miss turns anymore. You'll know right where you're going.
No, you're gonna have to show me that sometime.
The trek through the dense pine forests of the Western Cascades will leave you mesmerized by the idea that the first vehicles to traverse this terrain were wagons. How they managed the thick vegetation, The massive downed trees, the deep mud holes, and everything in between befuddles me. The challenges we face along the trail today are incomparable. Yet there's something still magical about these old-growth forests. They call to us, beg for exploration, and dare you to travel in history's footsteps.
To check into Jeep badge if you're into that.
Oh yeah, let me do that. Sorry, I'm trying to drive and freaking log in at the same time here. Got service here, I don't want to freaking lose it.
Oh yeah.
I'll grab up here at this point. Find that for me. Naches. Log me in. Just check in is all. I can do the request later.
Okay. Well, I'm already on that screen. What's your address? Requested. There you go.
Awesome.
Just tried to check in and it came up and it says I've earned the badge.
Good, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're the first half dozen people
First
here.
today. I don't know if they tried to do it yesterday or the day before.
When I checked yesterday, there was one check-in.
It's not supposed to be allowed.
Right?
Alright, well, when you guys get up to the stump in the middle of this hill, go ahead and don't hide from the stump. Keep your mirror close. Doink the mirror if you need to on the stump. If you guys hide from it and go up the bank too much, it'll turn into a bad day pretty quickly, and we've had too many recoveries up here. People try to hide from that stump and it just turns out bad.
The stump is the most notorious obstacle along the trail because it has the highest potential for causing damage to your vehicle. Local users nicknamed this Gladiator Hill because it is known for denting the beds and ripping out taillights of that specific model vehicle. If this is something you are not willing to risk, you can avoid that section of the trail entirely by connecting waypoints 4 and 7 via the access road and the stump bypass road.
Vehicle 1 moving. Okay, Vehicle 1 is stopped just shy of Government Meadows.
The Naches Trail basically is a wagon, an old wagon trail that the pioneers used to get from the Naches Valley over to Puget Sound.
I believe it was originally supposed to be funded by the military to build a road to come through for the settlers, and that funding apparently went through, but the road was never built and the settlers started coming over the pass.
And they actually cut this trail through these woods. And at one point in the trail, which is not a part of the trail now, they had to lower their wagons over a 30-foot cliff using ropes and pulley systems.
As you go through the forest and the hills and over the tree roots and the obstacles, and you think, good Lord, people used to come through here with ox and wagon.
It's a pretty cool trail nostalgically to be driving this thing and think of the trials and tribulations of the people that cut this thing through and pulling their ox carts and all their belongings.
And the trail today primarily follows the original route with the exception of a few places.
Originally this trail we couldn't get down it with any of our big rigs, nothing with big tires and 1-tons. It was more CJ5s and 2As and some flat fenders.
And some of the old-time Jeepers talk about going through this route in the back seat of the flat fenders with their parents and later as teenagers. And at that time, the original cabin was there back in the late 50s, early 60s. I think it fell in the 70s. And then this cabin was put in. And you drive through it, and it's like, well, I'm in my Jeep, I got my air conditioning, I got my snacks. And they had to haul their stuff or they had to kill it fresh. And they may go a mile in a day. And we're covering 12 miles one way and turning around and coming back in a day.
The Naches Trail is a very special trail in my heart. One, it's probably one of the first trails that I actually mapped for Trails Offroad. So I'm very proud of the fact that it is documented and is and is actually featured as a Jeep Badge of Honor this year.
Yeah, it's just a cool history of it, and one of the really fun things for us is like we live on the west side, and it's a 5-hour drive to take the highway to go over to the east side. And you can take the trail in somewhat of a hurry and you can make it over in about 3.5 hours.
It's just the varied terrain. You got some difficult obstacles, but you've got a little bit of everything for everybody. The views of Mount Rainier, the beautiful meadows.
We do it in a day from one end to the other, and it would take them months. Just a whole different type of breed of people.
The trail kind of meanders through some old growth forest along some shelves and comes out up here in Government Meadows. It's a crossroads for the BCT, that's the Pacific Crest Trail. So there are a lot of hikers that are walking from Mexico to Canada that you might encounter. There's also a cabin here that's free to use, however you must share its use with anybody else that desires, and it's just a beautiful place, a really great place for a lunch, and about the halfway point for the Naches Trail.
Vehicle 1 moving.
In 2025, Jeep added the Naches Trail to their legendary Badge of Honor list. This trail now has the unique designation of being the only Badge of Honor trail in Washington and was added primarily thanks to user suggestions. If there are any other trails that you think deserve to be recognized by Jeep Badge of Honor, be sure to submit a suggestion within the Badge of Honor app.
Northwest Explorers video with the Yakima Ridge Runners.
There's a part in that video where the Jeeps are all lined up on a flat spot, and then they start coming uphill. That is this hill they are coming up, and we are going to come down into that flat spot.
Naches is extremely unique in the sense that it is totally opposite of the traditional theory that the bigger you build your vehicle, the easier the trail will be. How many times have you joked with a buddy that they just need bigger tires? That's not the case here. The tight terrain actually makes the trail more technical the bigger you are. There are few clearings, so when you get one, make sure to enjoy it. I think that's what makes this trail such a popular draw. It's not about the vehicle size. It's about driver ability and vehicle durability, the same as it's been for the last 200 years. The earlier or later in the season you travel Naches, the more likely you are to encounter sloppy, soggy, and slick conditions. This is why the western half of the pass is seasonally closed to all-wheeled vehicles from November 16th to July 15th. However, the east side of the pass is technically open year-round and only becomes impassable due to snow. If you choose to visit during the closure period, know that you have to enter and exit from the east side.
Anna, this is the skinny one, so go slow and pay attention. I hardly fit.
In Washington, bridges are required at nearly every water crossing, big or small, seasonal or not. This is to maintain safe road passability and minimize environmental damage like excessive sediment runoff and foreign contaminants that can adversely affect aquatic habitats, especially for species like salmon and steelhead. The bridges here are not very wide, so watch your tire placement closely while traversing them. Also know that a few of the bridges are slowly decaying and you'll likely encounter loose boards and exposed fasteners.
Thank you. She just didn't feel fully confident on that.
If the trail up to Blowout Creek has had you worried at all about width concerns, just wait for the final 2 miles. This stretch of trail, sometimes known as the extension, is tiny in comparison to what you have encountered so far. Expect branches to scratch your paint, and be prepared to knock mirrors, tops, roofs, and even doors against trees that lean towards the center of the trail. Vehicles with rooftop tents or awnings are not recommended to travel this section. It's not overly challenging, just tight and technical, requiring careful driving and precision tire placement. The final stretch includes a couple of hill climbs, mild off camber, and rare opportunities to pass oncoming traffic. Be sure to keep mental notes of wide spots just in case you encounter other vehicles.
So we just finished the Naches Trail, and man, was it awesome. The obstacles here are tight, steep, loose, off camber at times, a little bit muddy. It was just an awesome, epic day. It was my first Pacific Northwest trail, and it definitely left me hungry to explore more. If you want to check out all the details about this trail, all of the Badge of Honor trails, and thousands of other trails across the country, check out Trails Offroad on the web and in the app stores. Check the description below for links and a discount, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us where we should head to next.
What did you think about the Naches Trail?
It's a great trail. It's a fun time. It's easy going. It's got the challenges, and it's a good day.
It's always a blast. Wife and I's favorite trail for a reason. It's just fun.
Did you have fun today?
I loved it. I'm in heaven. I want to do it again. Let's do it backwards. Oh, I can't.
How was it?
I can't do it.
It was great. It was a good time. It took me 6 years too long to do it.
Always fun. Have a blast every time.
The trail is awesome. It's a must-do. Put it on your bucket list for sure.